It's opening up nicely for Lingard. He might go all the way. What a goal! What a brilliant goal by Jesse Lingard!
Hello everyone, welcome to FPL Subs. In today's video we have the below topics: Game Week 30 points and analysis, Game Week 31 team and transfers, full wildcard guide. To sum up the Game Week 30 dream team in a single line, when there is a Kane, there is gain. He is not going anywhere from my team for the rest of the season. Alexander-Arnold is also back with back-to-back clean sheets. His attacking form is catching eye from many FPL managers who are looking to bring him either in wildcard or in normal transfer. Another strong contender for the rest of the season candidate is the Lord himself. Lingard, whom some of us call Lingardinho, is in form of his life and he is an integral part of the West Ham team who are doing very good this season. And I am seeing no reason to drift from that even after the Rice injury, especially from the attacking point of view. I am not interested in anyone from the rest of the dream team, but who wants to try luck can go for Mendy, as he will cement his place in Premier League as per my guess, whereas Cancelo will be the left back for Cup and UCL for Man City. Haddison may be a differential to Raphinha or Bamford, but that will be very risky. As I told in my last video, I did not make any transfer and only affected slightly by the Pep rotation. I already got rid of 2 Man City assets from the 3 I had ahead of blank Game Week 29, where I bought Dallas and Lingard in for Diaz and KDB. Lingard has made it over expectation. His back-to-back double-digit score has massively helped me. Also, I made Kane transfer in same game week, removing DCL. That has paid back after captaining Kane in both the game weeks. Without further ado, let's pick out the team along with their game week points for the listeners. Lloris in goal with 2 points. In defense, none of them kept clean sheet. Shaw 2 points, Dallas 2 and Digne with 1 point. In midfield, Son 1 point, Raphinha 6, Salah 8 and Lingard again with 12 points. My 3 forwards, Watkins with 7 points, Maza, who came from bench in place of Gundogan, got 1 point and Kane as captain gave me 26 points. In my bench I have Sanchez 2 points and Gundogan 0, El Mohammadi did not play and Ben White also with 0 point. My total game week point is 68, my game week rank is 355k and my new overall rank is 193k. One interesting part of live FPL site is you can check game week rank with hits. In official FPL site, the hit is not considered in game week rank. It only affects the overall rank. Here in game week 30, if hits are taken into account, my game week rank will be 312k. My game week score was above the overall average score of 47. Also, I managed to score more than the safety score of 57. As a result, I got a 45k rank rise, that is a 19% increase from my previous rank. My total points in the season is 1883. My team was nicely 70% template, including the captaincy choice of Kane, who was highly captained by FPL managers in top 10k. I am now 112 points behind top 10k, which is decreased slightly, but the gap with the number 1 has increased, which is now 293. All this information can be seen in the live FPL site, link given in the description. This is a very helpful tool to use. You can see the most selected captains and vice captains for top 10k as well as for overall FPL managers with their ownership. Since the last video where I discussed about the Bale having a massive ownership in top 10k with respect to overall, his ownership has only decreased in a similar ratio to his playtime and his performance. He was again benched in last match and I am now fully convinced that he is not in future plan of Mourinho as well as mine. As of now, I have 5 players blanking in Game Week 33, 3 from Spurs and Gundogan and Maza. I was almost sure to move Maza and El Mohammadi out for 2 West Ham players, namely Cresswell and Antonio, for this week. But injury to Rice has put some serious doubt over clean sheet potential, and then injury to Antonio means I am lack of forward options at this moment. There is no other option available in his price bracket except Chris Woods, with whom I am not confident at all, along with Vidra, who is also have same fixtures but is cheaper than Wood. Another important decision I have to make prior to Game Week 33 is whether to go for Vardy or Bruno. There is no way I will put quarter of my budget in bench. Son and Gundogan needs to be transferred out with my 4 free transfers unless I take a hit before Game Week 33. The transfer out players are already shorted. The most head scratching position is the defender and that will fully depend on the Bruno versus Vardy decision. For Vardy I had to stretch my budget. I cannot afford Trent or Cresswell. Whereas getting Bruno will block another midfield spot and that means no Leicester City asset for the amazing run ahead. As of the only confirmed transfer is Jota for Gundogan in Gaming 32 or 33. This is my first 11 without making any transfer. I will read out the full team for the listeners. In goal, Lloris. In defense, Shaw, Dine and White. In midfield, Rafinha, Salah, Gundogan, Son and Lingard. In attack, Watkins and Kane. In bench, Sanchez, Maza, El Mohammadi and Dallas. Armband is on Salah at the moment and Lingard is his deputy, which is almost 99% confirmed and will only be changed in case of any massive injury update in press conferences. As you can see, the defense is very weak and my transfer will only be in defense. But it depends on the Rice injury update. If he declared fit for this game week or chance of getting fit soon, then only West Ham defender will be transferred in. Otherwise, it will be really difficult to select from Chelsea, Arsenal and Wolves defender. In that case, I will get Woods or Vedra in place of Maza as I don't want to waste my transfer. Now let us talk about the most talking point of the Game Week 31, that is wildcard. There is so many managers activating their wildcard, targeting the fixture swing for Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Wolves, Leicester for the better and Villa, Leeds for the odds. As I discussed in my last few videos about the defenders and midfielders I am looking for the rest of the season, in this video I will get the striker sorted out and get the wildcard ready on the base of those options. For the striker spot, it will be a direct fight between Vardy and DCL. To compare, I will use the Super FPL site, link given in description. Vardy, due to his high value, the points per million is lower than DCL, but all the other criteria are almost similar. Influence, creativity, threat, both overall and per 90 minutes are equally calculated. Vardy got 12 goals so far compared to the 14 goals scored by DCL. But the huge difference in assist potential, that is almost double for Vardy, and the easy run for upcoming fixtures will give Vardy a slight edge over DCL. The wait is over and it is time for the wildcard draft. Although I personally do not have my second wildcard left, but this picks for the rest of the season will certainly be the basic part of any wildcard draft along with the few fixture swings. In goal, I am very fond of my current goalkeeper duo of Lloris and Sanchez. But in case you don't want to spend 10 million on goalkeepers, Leno and Sanchez can be paired for 9.5 million. Leno and Foster can also be a good option in 9 million, and I will rate in the same order I mentioned them. Or else, Lloris and Martinez are the best for those who want to spend 11 million for goalkeepers. Then for the defense, all 4 teams having fixture swings will get one defender each. Trent from Liverpool, Holding from Arsenal, Cody from Wolves and Rudiger or Azpilicueta from Chelsea will be there along with Kufal or Cresswell from West Ham. If you have extra money that is greater team value than me, then you can easily afford Cresswell for Kufal or Asby for Rudiger. I will play a 3-5-2 formation and the 2 strikers will be Kane and Vardy. Vidra will be the enabler as well as the 8th attacker. For 5-man midfield, the best options are Bruno, Son, Jota, Lingard and Saka. The format 4 are not only irresistible but also unavoidable due to their form, fixture and recent ownership changes. Only Saka's game time is questionable, where the back 5 with no enabler will help massively. Even 4-4-2 formation can be used in some matches, or for those managers who don't have such team value, for them Saka can be downgraded to Smith Rowe. No Man City option seems to be the way going forward. Having Lloris in goal will give the 3 Spurs option in double game week 32 without having any benching headache. Sanchez can play instead of Lloris in blank game week 33. Kane can be benched and Son can be transferred out to Madison and have double Leicester attack game week 32 onwards. Another option is to get Grealish for game week 33 against West Brom with double to be announced for Villa anytime soon. Further down the line, Ings or Rizal or both can be transferred in depending upon their double game week fixtures. Personally, I will take a punt on Salah instead of Bruno Fernandes. Hope I have given you full team and transfer details and have thoroughly discussed wildcard draft and my transfer plans. If you like the content, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Also, please comment about your thoughts so that I can improve the content more and come with more videos with your inspiration and suggestions. I am planning to discuss more on the possible double and blank game weeks and where to use my chips of triple captain and free hit. Till then, take care and goodbye from me.
Please do like, comment, share the video and please subscribe the channel before leaving. More videos are planned and your involvement will be highly appreciated. Goodbye for now to all my fellow subs. Keep enjoying and see you in the next video.